Hello everybody, I wanted to go ahead and explain Yuzuriha in this quick little guide, or maybe not quick, it depends, on how to use this character, how she works, what her stances are, etc, etc. I'm going to go through her normals really quickly so we can get to the bulk of what Yuzuriha is and does. So first, let's talk about our 5A auto combo. Her 5A has a pretty good range, especially for a quick poke. And you can go into other things with it, so that's really nice, especially from that range. And her auto combo pushes you closer. So here's her 5B. Her 5B is also connected to her 2B, which is the same thing as 5B, which is the anti-air, but the 2B is a low, so you can always use that. Here's 2A. She pokes with her hilt of the sheath of her sword. Probably her. This is literally her, her smallest normal. And that's the only thing that you'll see. That's pretty much small from her. Her 2C has 2 hits. Most people usually cancel it, or they go into delay. They go into delay 5B for a combo. But it's you usually see 2CB. You cancel it that fast. That's what you do to go into combos, which I messed that one up, but we'll explain combos and stuff later. So the thing I want to also explain is that her JA, her jumping A, has extremely good poking. Like, look at that. You would not see that coming. And it can go into combos too, if you approach somebody with it. So her jumping B is somewhat similar. Oh, that's Nanase. That's Nanase levels of hitbox. That's Nanase levels of hitbox hero. Look at that. Nanase would be proud. But usually people use jumping B for combos, which I will also explain later. You have to do a lot of delaying with Yuzuriha, so it's kind of a pain. And her DP is Yaiichi. It's actually a pretty good DP for getting you out of the corner, and etc, etc. And her jumping C is the elbow. It's not as also the Japanese version of elbow does not sound as good as the Uniel Unis version since they redubbed it, but that's fine. So her specials are teleport. Her 214A, which is quarter circle back, 214, 236. I can't speak today. 214A brings you right here in front of the opponent. There are no differences. It will always bring you here, no matter where you are. It works the same with the opposite version. No matter where you are, it will always bring you to this distance in front of the opponent. It also works in the air, as you saw. The B version will bring you behind the opponent at the same distance as the A. Well, actually a little bit closer to the opponent, now that I see that. So, use the B in the air, you can use it on the ground, and it will always bring you to the same distance, even from full screen, unless they're behind the corner, unless they're behind at the wall. The C version is like B, but it brings you to the opposite x-axis. It will bring you all the way up to the air or to the ground. And behind the opponent. So it's very nice. Now, you can use these in combination with our 236 motions, which are these. Her A is a horizontal. It goes pretty disgustingly far, actually. Her 236B also goes really far. Oh, that's the hitbox. And her 236C goes full screen. If you think it didn't hit Narukami just now, it did. And you can connect with these by, you can either do it multiple times by just pressing A over and over, B over and over, or for 3 meter, do C over and over. Now, remember the teleports I mentioned earlier? The different versions can be used with 236 motions. by holding back, which is 4, and then pressing A, B, or C. The important thing to note about this is that you do not want to use 4A for 236A. You want to use 4B for 236A. The reason why is because when you do A, they get knocked back. So, you teleporting in the same area will not help you hit them easier. Especially if they're already in the air, if they're higher in the air, which is where most of our combos are. So what you want to do is you want to do 236A, B, B again, 236A, B, A, 236A, B, C, or 236A, C, B, and 236A, C, and A. My bad. You can literally do everything except 236A to 4A. It's just not reliable. You don't want to start most things with 4A because it's just not good. So don't use 4A for most of your stuff. So you can do this with anything. But the one thing I want to point out is that a lot of people have been confused about how people do this in their combos. So I want to point out that if you hold down a button, look at the input, you will enter stance. And in stance, you move slow, but you can dash and it counts as teleports. Be wary because you actually exit stance through the teleports. And then you get back in them. So, you're gonna have to be very careful here. But, you can actually... So here's one thing I do want to note though. You can't act immediately on the ground until after that circle comes back. But, if you jump immediately, you can act out of it. So that's something that a lot of people have not known. And you can use that for like Oki setups and such. You can only enter stance after a 2-3-6 motion, so be careful of that. But one thing I do want to note is that if you finish a 2-3-6 motion and hold the button again after doing a U-turn, you can enter stance again, or you can just kind of let it go. And you'll be fine. Another thing I want to note about this is that not only is this how people do their combos, but it also automatically dodges projectiles. Looks like she did dodge it. And guess what? Everything you hate is all gone. It even dodges Big Brain Zeodyne. And you can do a full screen punish off of it. Now I'm gonna explain how her distortions work. Because, I mean, yeah, they're distortions, but there's a few things you should know about them. They have massive range. Like most of Yuzu's normals, obviously they would have good range. This one works in the air as well. And you can go into stance after it. So not only is it good as a distortion, but you can go directly into stance right after it. This one also, this is probably her strongest one in my opinion because it has the most misleading range you'd ever seen any distortion have. Look at the range. And the second one even hits even farther. So, I mean, obviously it's not a full screen, but it will hit from here. Pretty crazy. Now let's look at her distortion version. I mean her resonance versions. It still connects. That's the crazy part. So the thing is that you can do some crazy things with Yuzu. Look at that. Beautiful, right? Now, let's look at our astral. Alright, so that concludes basic stuff that Tactics would have shown you. Now I'm going to get to the real guide part. I'm going to show off her assists, how she plays, and all that other nice stuff. So, this is the character I use for my team, but we're going to explain her assist. Here's her regular, like, 5p, just her neutral assist. This isn't really one of the best assists, I'd say. It's a pretty decent assist. It comes out semi-fast, and it's good for a reset. So you can use it for like, you can use it for a nice reset. But I don't use it actually too much, unless it's like in a cross combo or something. Her 6p is probably the best assist you'd find on her. It goes pretty much mid-screen. It's crazy. And you can push her even closer if you feel like she's not gonna hit. So if you're full screen, run in. It's crazy. It's actually stupid. So look at that. Crazy. So her launcher 4p is kind of like it's basically her 5b. That's basically all it is. So you can use that as well. Cross combo potential wise, she has a lot of nice cross combo potential, especially since I like her sandwich wise. I don't think she works really well with Labris. But, like, Labris has some nice stuff, I guess. I don't think I would say anything too spectacular about them. So, the thing I want to also mention is that with partners, she can be really dirty. Because if you have a really nice projectile assist, you can do some nasty mix-ups. You can also do fake outs, all that jazz. It's so dirty. Yuzu's really good, especially as a point character. So, I would say pair her up with somebody who has a nice projectile assist. It doesn't have to be slow, like Labris, but it has to be something that can cover her. That's all it has to be. Now, let's talk combos. Combos, her B&Bs are very simple, but they do require delays. Delays are the most annoying part of Yuzuriha, but they're her key point of making her combos work. You also have to cancel really fast. You don't want this to hit. You do not want this to hit unless you're doing delay BC. So like delay B after that would work. Because some of her combos require delay BB and all that stuff. Which I did that wrong. It's hard to get the timing as well, but with enough timing, you'll get it down. Most people have already reduced it to be AB, but you lose damage as a result for making it easier. So here's a starter B&B that we've learned. It's 5AA, 2C, I'll just do it and then put the I'll put the inputs on screen so that way. But it's basically 5AA, 2C into 2CB basically. 5AA, 2CB. Then you do jump cancel, AA twice, 2 A's, and then B. Then you do 236A or B if you want to take a different path. 236A into 236B, B, B. Or if you want to do the teleports, you can do that too. So those are one of her B&Bs. Another one is but I don't recommend doing that one since the normalization is like awful. It basically is not a good combo to do. but it looks flashy, so you can do it if you want. As for inputting her teleports in, if you want to make it look better, you can do that. And it actually does make your combos look way better. It's just the fact that it comes with execution and timing. So stuff like that you're gonna have to adjust to, especially her delay BB and stuff. I haven't adjusted to it yet. I'm still using the AB. Yeah, you can do crazy stuff. See how that was 7.4k without any damage, like just one assist meter. It was 7.4k. So that's why the delay BB is so important. It's very important to our character. You can do a bunch of crazy stuff, and I want to show off this tech that we learned a while back. Actually, just yesterday, I think. We learned this, and I want to include it in the guide because it is supposed to be everything that we know about Yuzu right now. For Yuzu, right now, we have a hard to blockable. A hard to blockable is something that is kind of what it states it is. If you throw out the assist and switch to them while doing elbow, super jump elbow, you can basically throw two blockables at the same time. It's kind of stupid, but I mean, it is what it is. So you see how she still does elbow, and you can throw a low at the same time. So that's basically all I have to say on Yuzu. And if any of the community wants to add anything, they can tell me. I will add it as well. And I want to say thank you guys for all the information. And I hope people actually get a lot of mileage out of this. So, yeah. Have fun playing Yuzuriha, and I hope you guys learn a lot. I want to see more Yuzus. I want to see more. Alright, I'll see you guys later.